Guys, this is, I was going to do a blog post with pictures and text, and I thought, you know what, it'd be kind of easier just to do a video, easier to explain things and point things out and go with the plans, explain the plans that we have. First off, when we opened the camper this spring, I guess I should backtrack a bit. For those who have been following, we bought a 1989 Cobra Sierra last year because we thought some family members were going to need a place to stay while they tried to find a home because they were being displaced. That ended up not happening after we bought the camper, of course. But, we're kind of glad that they didn't lose where they were living, and we ended up buying a camper a lot sooner than we wanted to. We didn't have the money saved up that we wanted to buy a better camper, so we ended up with a cheap fixer-upper. But you know what? That tends to be us. For some reason, we end up with fixer-upper things, so I guess it's just the way it goes. But yeah, it is what it is, and we have it, so why not work with it, It's not the end of the world. Yeah, I could have used the money probably for other things, but whatever. So, when we bought this corner we knew was cracking. The previous owners bolted the two sides together. I have never seen that before. And judging by the expression of the guy at the RV place, he never has either. I took a picture and showed it to him, and he said, oh, that's actually an easy fix. No problem. Okay, so we bought the camper, we brought it home. We covered it in the tarp. It has come in handy. So it hasn't been, like a waste of time up until this point. My daughter and her husband stayed in it when they came to pick up her children, her sons, from living with me for 6 months. And then my son had a friend who was trying to escape an abusive ex, and she stayed in the camper for a bit. So it did come in handy. And when winter hit, because we are in northern New England, so staying in a camper, you really need to be prepared for that, and this camper was not set up for staying in through the winter. So anyhow, we put a tarp over the top, and we said in the spring we're going to start working on it. We didn't expect a bad winter like we had. I mean, the whole country seemed to have the worst winter in years. And we had so much snow, and the coldest we got was -34, which I have never seen it that cold. I lived here for 13 years, and I've never seen it that cold. I honestly expected my livestock to freeze to death, despite preventative measures. But they all survived, so that's good. Anyhow, the tarp we had trouble keeping the top covered because of the weather. And in the spring, we took off the tarp, and it was only covering this corner here on the outside. So we didn't realize how bad it was until, one, we saw the carpenter ants. Two, we pulled the tarp, and my jaw dropped because basically the corner had not exploded, but it had definitely separated. It was bad. I wasn't actually sure that we could repair it. But again, took a picture, went down to the RV guy. He's like, oh, it's fixable. Okay, fine. We're going to give it a shot. Because, I'm silly like that. I like to get adventurous once in a while. So my son, my 18-year-old, and I came in here and started tearing all this off. And yes, it is daylight down there. And there. And the first thing we noticed was how damaged the wood was. This is barely hanging up there. This is not on at all. It's just hanging there. It's not connected. I wanted to save this cabinet, but when I went to check on the inside, I pushed down, and yeah, that happened. So, and then you could see the buckling. it's obviously water damage. So we're just going to tear that apart eventually, but we think it's holding the roof up. So until we have some temporary roof supports in, we're not going to take it down. Now, did I say? I don't remember if I said, but we don't have a garage. We don't have a carport. We have no place to put this to work on it. So we kind of have to work from the inside. And the biggest problem we have right now that I can see, this is the framing. I don't want to touch it because I did touch it when we took the wall off and half of it disintegrated in my hands. This framing is cracked. Honestly, I don't think there's anything supporting this bottom corner right now. It's all, the bottom half of that stud is gone. This one's not even touching the ground. The sheet metal underneath comes up to that hole and then stops. At first, I was like, why? And then I thought about it and thought, you know what? That might have been a good thing because it helped keep the water from going under the rug. I don't know if it was a good thing or not. We'll find out. I went to pull up the rug and the floor disintegrated underneath. This framing here disintegrated. This is all rotted carpet and wood. So we don't stand over there. We stay back until I can get the box cutter out here and start cutting up the carpet and pulling it off the floor and seeing what's going on. Basically, this room is a gut job. We just have to support the roof first. And then once the roof is supported, we have to seal the outside of it. All the vents need to be replaced because the weight of the snow cracked them. All the framing in here, at least on this side and in the front, is shot. This bed, it's a camper twin room, double beds, 2 beds I should say. It was full of mold when we lifted the mattress wood off, you know, the lawn piece that's on top. We lifted that up and it was mold. I was a little surprised when I saw that, but this bed, however, is in very good shape. It's not wet. There's no mold. So we're going to try to salvage it if we can get the screws out of the wall. We're going to try to salvage it. If we can't keep it together, we're going to save as much of the wood as we can and reuse it to rebuild. Because I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't see the point in throwing it out. This is the original carpet color, which is a nice blue color. I kind of like that color. I'm not a fan of carpet in campers, but overall it's a cute color. And this is after years of use. Enough said. So, we're not sure what kind of flooring we're going to be using yet. The owners did leave some laminate, but it's not enough. Excuse me if I cough. I am actually sensitive to mold and mildew. I have a mask. I hate wearing it. I can't breathe with it on, or at least it feels like I can't breathe with it on. So, half the time I don't wear it. Yes, I'm a bad girl, I know. Since this is the boys' room, so to speak, the 2 younger boys, they're 18 and 21. One's Gothic, one likes Gothic. One likes more medieval stuff. They both like steampunk. We're thinking maybe a steampunk theme. I suck at designing, so I don't know how that's going to go. We'll see. So, turning around, we have the couch, which is okay condition. With a little wiggling, it'll fold up and down. It needs to be recovered, or we may just end up building one. We did think about a futon. Cheap futons tend to fall apart and you're replacing the futon constantly, or the frame will fail. And for the price of an expensive futon, or even buying another camper couch, we can build one with storage underneath. Cheaper than that. So we're kind of leaning towards that route. Linoleum, gonna go bye-byes. Dinette, yeah, needs to either be fixed, rebuilt, reinforced, something. Now if I can get around shiplap, it started raining, so the shiplap got thrown into the camper. And that was my foot, thank you. Because I know darn well if my kids hear that, they're going to make a comment. The previous owner loved butterflies and pink. I like butterflies, just not on my wall. I don't like pink. This is a running joke within our family. I will find, if I go to the store, I will find a pink hammer in the cart. I was offered a pink shotgun to be purchased for my birthday type of deal. My kids think they're hilarious. Haha, guys. Really. Haha. I just, yeah, no. Anyhow. The table's okay. It's kind of plain. I might replace it with an oak table. Don't know yet. The hardware that holds it up and down needs to be replaced. The cabinets seem to be in decent shape. I might be able to salvage them. It might be easier to rebuild them. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when I come to it. There's a cassette player radio in our van that is, I wrote about it. It's, the frame is completely rusted out. It won't pass inspection, and that was our tow vehicle. We have a brand new CD MP3 player in there, so we may pull that and put that in here either instead or as well as the cassette player. Don't know. That's a future decision that we haven't made yet. As far as we can tell, the air conditioner works. The bottom part fell off for whatever reason, and I just haven't stuck it back up there. It's sitting down there. Now, if we can move, the heater works. We had that running until we found out we had a propane leak. Every time I go to say leak, I say link. I have no idea why. But once we discovered there was a propane leak, we had to shut the propane off, and we took the tank off so nobody would accidentally turn it back on. And I have a propane detector, so we'll have to go through and figure out what the heck's going on with that. I can't remember if I said the sink or not. We can't test the sink because we're missing water lines, so we have to redo the plumbing. The faucet's going to be replaced. Still not quite sure how we're going to do the living area in general, but stove, while the propane was hooked up, before we discovered the leak, it was tested, worked fine. Burners worked, oven worked. Refrigerator works great. That was plugged in on the AC for a while. Bathroom, can't get to because there's shiplap in the way. It looks like it's in decent shape, so I'm really not sure that we're going to have to do anything in there. We might do some cosmetic things. Now the back bedroom, we knew we had a couple leaks going, and one day my 24-year-old daughter said, I'm going to find out where these leaks are, and she ripped the wall off. She loves to demo, which for me is a great thing because she came in here and did it all. And that side is okay. I really don't see a lot of damage. There's some discoloration. There might be a couple areas I might reinforce. Like at the top, it's a little cracked, but it's not from water, it's age. Whereas this side, there's some water damage right at the bottom corner of the window. I'm not sure if it came from the roof yet or the window itself. So that has to be ripped out. So this is going to be another gut job in here just to make sure. The cabinets, I don't know if they can be salvaged or not until we pull them and see what's behind the wall. And, you know, obviously on the cabinet itself. And, hello little spider. I'm not very fond of spiders, so I'm going to just take a little step back, even though he's tiny. Yes, I'm a wimp, okay? Now we have some of my daughter's stuff that needs to be shipped to her. The bed. The bed's in good shape. I really don't see anything wrong with it. If we can salvage it, fine. If not, We'll just rebuild it. I do want to get, I know they're expensive, but the hydraulic lift where you can just raise the top of the bed to access under it, that would be great. The heater works fine. We've tested it. The water tank is down there. It's missing lines, so we really can't test anything with that yet. So far, that's it, guys. Turn around. Trip over shiplap. I don't think there's anything else to say other than, you know, when we get a little further along, I'll probably do another update video. But as of right now, that outside corner is really the deciding factor on everything. If we can't fix the corner and the roof above it, then we can't do anything. It's going to be a waste of time, and we'll probably have to get rid of it. So if anybody sees this and has any helpful suggestions, please feel free to comment about it. And we'll hopefully do another update later with more work done.